Hey everybody, it's Sally from Sally Stampers. Thank you for joining me today. Today I'm bringing you quite a simple but I think beautiful project. And look, hey, I'm using Tropical Chic. What a shock, I hear you say. I know, I can't get enough of it, honestly. I'm using it for literally every project I make. Well, it feels like it anyway. But I do absolutely love this bundle. I do, I just think it's beautiful, and obviously at the moment the DSP, which you can only just see here at the sides, is on the offer this month, so buy 3 get a 4th free. And obviously I've been using quite a lot of DSP recently, a majority of it is in the deal, so don't forget it ends the 31st of July, so you really do need to get on board and get some bought if you are going to get some, because it'll soon end. So my project today are these bookmarks. Now, I am part of a book club with a few of my neighbours, and I love it, I really do. I love reading books anyway, and I just thought, wouldn't it be nice if we all had a little bookmark to sort of memorise, or to say that we're part of the book club and we all have a similar bookmark. So I've made these up. Obviously I had to use Tropical Chic because they're my favourite, but as you can see I have used these fabulous cellophane bags, which are the 2x8 or 5.1 by 20.3, so they're the long thin ones, and they are perfect for these little projects. So I've simply used the DSP, the Tropical Escape DSP, and then I've just varied with, if you can see, Shaded Spruce, Blushing Bride, Granny Green Apple and Lemon Lime Twist. That's my cardstock. So here we are. So the cardstock that I have used is 6 inches long, and then it's 1 15/16 wide. These bags are 2 inches wide, so it's just a fraction shorter, otherwise you can't get them in the bags. The DSP is then 6 by 1 3/4 wide, and then the Whisper White that I've stamped on is 6 by 1.5 inches. So in centimetres we have 15 by 4.8 for the card, the DSP is 15 by 4.4, and then the Whisper White is 15 by 3.8. And so I'm going to show you how I made these. Really quite simple. So here are my pieces of cardstock, DSP and Whisper White, and then obviously my Tropical Chic stamp, and I'm just using these 2 stamps here at the bottom. So my largest leaf I'm stamping in Granny Apple Green, which is another of my favourites, and I'm just literally stamping sort of, I'm not bothered about them not completely inking unless they're really bad, because I think it just adds to the texture. So I've simply just stamped those 3 there. I've just got my stamp and scrub off to the side here to clean that up. And then I'm using Shaded Spruce and the little spiky one, and this is just really going to fill in the gap. So oops, one there, and then just sort of alter the angles that you're using them so that they don't all sit the same. And then I'm going to have a little bit at the bottom and then a bit there. So that is my stamping done. Again, just cleaning that stamp off. And then using some Whisper White and my Blushing Bride, I've already stamped my flowers because I knew that this would take forever and would get extremely boring. So I've simply stamped my 3 flowers and then die cut them out. And I'm just going to stick them on with some snail because they're in the cellophane bag, so they're not going to be getting knocked or damaged or caught between pages. And then I just simply added them, and I wasn't concerned if they overlapped of the edges, but just sort of filling in some of the white gaps. So as you can see, I've got a couple there overhanging, so I'm just going to grab my scissors, turn it over and just literally cut along the edge. That's just got a tiny bit there, and then again along here. And so those are my flowers stuck on, and I'm just going to then stick my DSP on, again with my snail. So I've added my snail there, and then I just make sure that I put it quite close to the edges just to make sure it sticks. And then I'm trying to line it up with the bottom of my card and also gauging the gaps to be equal, making sure that it's straight, and if it isn't, this is going to be my bookmark, isn't it? So I've given that a good stretch, and then you'll notice that sometimes it's just by human error of your measuring. If you can see, there's just a lip there of the DSP. So again, just following the cardstock, I'm just going to trim that so that it's level. And then before I stick this one on, I need to die cut my spiky bits here. And so I'm just going to pop that to one side. Now, where have I put it? Here. So I've got my lemon lime twist ready, but I've also used the multi-purpose adhesive sheets. They are fabulous when it comes to using something like this, because you can use your fine tip glue pen, that's fine. You could use the Tombow, the white glue, but you kind of have to be careful and give it a minute to dry and all of that. So I decided to go and use the multi-purpose, which is a lot better, the multi-purpose adhesive sheets. So in comes my big shot, and I am going to use my, do you know, I can never remember what it's called, precision base plate. I always forget because it's upside down, so you don't see what it's called. So I'm going to pop that on there. So my first leaf is going there. And then this is where you see me struggle to run it through. Because with it being in the precision plate, it can sometimes be quite difficult. So there's one. Now, this is where it does become a little bit of fun. Now let me just, I know I need to cut two out. I'm just going to move this out of the way a moment. So, big shot, brush and mat. So I'm just gently teasing this one out. Not a problem, but I don't want to be pulling at this because they're all very fine. And so I'm going to use my brush quite a few times and quite a bit on this because I want those leaves to pop out. Now, I don't know if you can see, I'm hoping you can, that it's sort of popped where this long centre stem is here, it's popped there. So I'm just using my piercing tool and I'm just going in that gap there, and then I'm just gently teasing the rest of it out. So once you've got it, just very gently, I sort of work my fingers up to the edge, because if you pull from here it's very likely to rip. I did have a few rip on me because it's just because the card is cut so fine and it's obviously pressed quite deeply into the die cut as well. But there's one out. It's starting to come away from the backing, but I'm not concerned because I'm going to use it straight away, and I'm just going to run another one through. I was going to use 3 of these leaves, but when I first started it I thought, no, this is too hard. I'm going to have to do just 2 because I'm not cutting these out and faffing around trying to get these out. So just run that one through. Let's grab that and get rid of this. And then just the last bit, just pop this one out. And obviously anything like this I do save because there's quite a bit of card there that I can use to die cut, and small things. Don't waste it. I mean, you do get a lot in the multi-purpose adhesive sheets. I don't recall how many because I haven't looked for a while, but I find them fantastic, and this is worth its weight in gold too. It really is. 2 of the things that I'm glad I invested in because they are fabulous. And as I say, you can use this piercing tool if you wish to just go along and tease all of the leaves out. I don't know if you can see, but I'm just, let's put that there as a backdrop, but I'm just simply pushing my piercing tool along until the leaf pops out. And if it's struggling, then, oh, there we go. So it just pops out. And then, as I said, I'm just sort of going up very close to the centre. Oh, now that one's ripped, look. I'll redo that one in a moment. So, once you've then got your leaves, you just stick them on. So my first one I sort of want here. In fact, I will use that one. I'll keep this one. And then your second one, that hopefully you don't split your card. I didn't want to cover my flowers too much because they're too pretty to hide. And so I just covered them over with the top one. The bottom one went between. And then again, I just trimmed where they hang over the edge. And then I used some tear and tape to stick this onto the DSP. Could use snail. I just wanted to use some tear and tape, make it a bit stronger. Let's get rid of all this that's stuck to me. Get off, thank you. See, that's the only problem when you start cutting these bits off. They stick to you, stick everywhere. You're finding them for days. So just popping some tear and tape on there. Oops, it's alive. And then just take the backing off there. And make sure you've got your picture the right way, and then again we just line it up at the bottom. Make sure that you've got equal on both sides. And these are ideal gifts as well for people if you're maybe in a bit of a financial spot right now and you can't really afford to buy a lot of presents. I'm sure if you've got somebody who loves to read, they would appreciate a bookmark. Or maybe you could make them with maybe a cooking theme. If they like to cook, you could use them so they could put them in their favourite recipe books or something like that. But they are a relatively inexpensive gift. And as I say, obviously this DSP that I've used is in the offer as well, so even more of a chance. So now I'm just going to pop this into the cellophane bag, and then I'm just going to push it down to the bottom, and then simply fold the top over and attach some sellotape, which I don't have to hand. Bear with me a second. Yes, it's in a tin on the other side of the room. So I literally just used some normal sellotape. Just use that to find the end because I hate trying to find an end. So I just simply fold, dog's kicking my blocks over, fold the top over and just adhered it with some sellotape. Or you could use, if you've got some stickers with your details on, obviously that would be ideal. I have put my details at the bottom here. I know that's upside down, but I have stamped my details on. And then, where's it gone? Handheld circle punch, and I just literally, oh, goodness me, that's my workout for the day. Any excuse. And then I've got the beautiful Whisper White polka dot tulle ribbon, which I just cut a nice little length of, and then I've sort of put the ends together, folded it in half, and then kind of gathered up. I thought I'd punched the wrong end then. I was having a moment, thought I'd punch down here. Just feed the ribbon through, and then hopefully it will all start to go through. There we go. And then as I've done in previous projects, you just get the two ends through the loop and then just pull it. The only downside with this ribbon is that when you pull too much, it does somehow seem to shrink and goes a lot narrower, because this is the original and this is now when I've pulled it, and I think it's a fraction shorter anyway. But yes, so, and then just trim those ends there, and there you have your bookmark. That one's going to be mine, isn't it, because I wrecked it slightly. But yes, a really simple, relatively inexpensive present or gift for someone. And obviously you could personalise them, you could put names on them, maybe you could add small photographs. You can make these as unique as you want them, and they would be suitable for anybody. And I know I would certainly love to receive a handmade bookmark. As I say, it's just, I read every night when I go to bed, and it's just nice that you'd be thinking of whoever made them would be the person you thought of. I think that's really lovely. And I hope you enjoy them. Hope to see you all again soon. Don't forget, all the details are on my blog. In the description below is the link. And don't forget the DSP offer, because it's nearly ending. See you all soon. Bye.